We've got
Haze and Storm.
We got Haze and Storm. I just looked, I think, a half hour ahead before.
Yeah.
I did. I was looking here. I'm seeing, Team BC. Okay. All right, we're good. So, got Haze and Storm. Should be a really good match here. I do believe Storm comes from Ontario. Haze, it should be obvious.
Looks like they got a double from 25 trying to get that catch, but ended up ricocheting off her into 91.
Look at these fakes here. Those are some nice aggressive fakes from number 7. Look at that. Every time it looks like she's about to throw. Look at that. Got 5-on-4 here with Storm taking it up. Now, oh wow, just beamed her right in the face. Couldn't keep that ball in her possession.
By the looks of it, these are two very aggressive teams.
Absolutely. Well, you got to come out swinging if you know you've got a good opponent, right? There we go. And nice block from 27 over there. Hold on, do we have a 27 on both teams? Am I going to have to be more specific? Oh, no. Got her jersey. So
I believe that's 21 on
is
Haze.
it 21 on Haze? Yeah, it's just it's got the jersey tied up, right? Sometimes if your jersey comes in and it's not quite the right size, you got to tie it up a little bit because a loose jersey is just more surface area to get hit. Nice block again from 27. Oh, never mind. Calling herself out. There we go. We got Storm coming up. Number 3 talking. 89. Oh, look at that. She goes for the overhand into an underhand fake. That's good. We are seeing some just incredible faking finally. I remember going to the Barrie, Ontario tournament last year, and the metagame there was just everybody fakes all the time. My arms were destroyed because you get a ball, you just start pumping. You never stop. That is so tiring, and it'll just absolutely wreck your arm after a while. See a nice pass off from the ball shagger there. Coming up. Number 3, look, there we go, takes a swipe. Oh, and there we go, nice cross-court shot. So cross-court shots are something that in wall ball you generally don't do. Because if you got a wall in the back, you want to throw a ball nice and straight so that it comes back. However, in a net game or in, no walls, you can throw a ball anywhere you want. You're not getting it back regardless.
Exactly. Cross shots are important, especially with curveballs and everything.
Absolutely. Another really nice thing about cross-court shots is you can catch people unaware. If you're playing wall ball, you know that whoever's throwing is throwing straight. So just get used to them lining up right in front of where they're throwing.
Yep.
Not much prediction required there. And they're off. Nice opening rush into a slide to 27, who takes the pitch. Calling it safe. 8 was almost going to call herself out. Referee steps in on that one. There we go. 23 sweeps it off to their guard. Guard loads up. Now, something you're going to notice too, when you notice players adjusting the ball in their hand, it's because every ball has what's called a nipple. It's the spot on the ball that allows for air to come out so that obviously they'll pop. Now, in lower levels of play, you're going to see people squishing the balls and everything. You will never see that from anybody who's worth their salt because a ball that's inflating in midair is scrubbing speed and it's going to be traveling erratically. What you want is you want predictability so you know where your throws are going to go. Like right there, you see 27 nailed that girl right in the feet. You're never going to hit somebody in the feet if you're squishing a ball.
Not only that, but you hit them in the chest with a squish ball, that ball just floats there.
Absolutely. So the other part where I was going with that is that you put your finger on the nipple to cover it so that the ball doesn't deflate in your hand, but you can still get a good grip on it. It doesn't matter which finger you put on there, whether it's your finger, whether it's your thumb. It doesn't matter. You just want to cover it. So most balls, especially ones with printed logos, the nipple will be directly below the logos. So you'll either see people feeling for it and not looking because they don't want to take their eyes off the game, or if they feel a little more safe, they're going to be looking for the logo so they can line up quicker. That was a nice quick victory there. 1v1 Sorry, I shouldn't say 1v1. It's 1-to-1.
1-to-1.
One serving one. No, wrong sport. But we're having a good time here. It's going to be a really good game.
It's going to be a really good tournament, Northern. Good weekend.
Yep. It's a good day for dodgeball and therefore the world.
Yep.
Everybody's ready. They know to wait for their own referee's whistle. They heard one on another court. You saw some people, they twitched, but they knew not to move. Overcoming their most basic instincts to move when you hear a whistle.
Especially with so many adrenaline pumping through.
Oh yeah, look at Tran's fakes here. Those are good. Full body.
Oh!
And a catch! Wow!
Catch in the legs as she's going for a dodge.
And what can I say? It's all about those full body fakes, right? Just ends up bringing her torso down to just crush that ball between her torso and her legs. Okay, we're seeing a great catching stance over here. If you look at Haze, look at that. She has the hands up. She's got the knees together. Look at that. Creating a catching zone right in the center there. Number 7 is doing a great job of showing you what you should be doing. If you're watching this and you play dodgeball recreationally, you can learn so much from watching these players. There's a reason why the metagame evolves the way it does. It's because people find something that works and they do it. If you're an aspiring player, emulate the good ones, right? If you've got any sort of athletic talent, you can just translate that into dodgeball skill by adopting the strategies that you see other people doing.
There's always room for improvements.
Always. Until you get old, then you're just hoping to
not break down.
Exactly. We're having a good discussion about this the other day, that it's not so much that your body wears down, it's just that you get an injury and you just never quite come back, right? You get out of practice, you try to go back, you try to go hard, and you're just never quite the same, and then other stuff starts to cascade, right? You hurt your ankle, so you start being careful about your ankle, but now you're not running, right? So you don't move as fast, you don't jump as high, and then the time that you do, maybe you pull your hamstring.
Yep.
Etc., etc., etc. So taking care of your body is very important. That's why, especially early in the tournament, you're going to notice players are pacing themselves, right? You can see some people that normally throw rockets thrown at about 80%, but that's because come playoffs, they want to be able to show up. It can be hard after 2 days of a 3-day tournament to show up on that third day. Your feet are swollen, your arm hurts, your joints are screaming. Oh, you see that? She faked her off that ball, so they got the ball back. That was really, really, really good work there from number 24. Oh, of course it was good work. See, that's the captain of the team. Oh, he's calling it safe. I guess he's saying it was ground first. But either way, that would have been a cool catch. But you noticed the players looked directly to the referees because nobody knew for sure what was happening. Referee made a quick decision. That's what they're there for. One of the best talents a referee can have is the ability to not go,
Exactly. You have to have the confidence.
Yeah. You have to have the confidence to just make a choice even if you're wrong. Because your reality is reality. Look at that. Look at that aggression right there from 23. Just
trying to get that ball back.
Yep, right there at the line, not letting anybody feel safe to go sweep that ball. So they didn't, and they got it back. Now they got 4 balls. And they're right back up, winding up. Nice block there on number 5. And they're winding up. Nice cross court there from 24. Hit on 17. Oh, look at that. Both of them knocked out. Now, the thing is, you may wonder, how come that second ball still counts if that player was already out by the time it reached there? If you release a ball while you're still live, it doesn't matter what happens to you afterwards. Your ball is live, and it can still knock somebody out. 1 minute left. Holy mackerel. Only 3 points on the board right now. Best thing for Haze to do right now is just to stay alive. Now, once again, for anybody who's just joining us, we've got a few different lines down. They each mean different things. The green center line is obvious. That's center. Stay on your side of center. Don't touch it, or you'll go out. The blue line is our attack line, or also known as the activation line. in the opening rush, a ball needs to travel over the activation line. Oh, she's calling herself out. It was right over the shoulder, but had some good motions there. Back to explaining the lines. So the blue line of balls have to travel over that line after the opening rush to be activated and then be valid to throw. The yellow line is the warning line for women. It just gives them, just lets them know visually that they've got their back line 5 feet behind them. 5 feet behind that is their back line in blue. And for the men's courts, there's a back line laid out in green. Also, the metal strips in this gymnasium, depending on the court. On the far courts, which we won't be televising, the back line for the men is in black. Now, that yellow warning line for women is a new development because after a change in the rules, the women's lines were changed. But in the way that they were changed, if men played on the same court, it meant that they could use the women's back line as a warning line for themselves. And that's not fair to the female players. They brought it up. The rules were changed. Women get a warning line now. That's another nice thing about this sport is because it's newer, it's still evolving, and we're able to make accommodations and to make fair. Oh, you see that
nice
team catch.
Saving her teammates.
Oh, referee's on the court finding out who threw to make the catch. Because whoever threw the ball is out, so basically at this point, somebody on Storm just has to go off the court. That was great awareness there. You might notice that the woman who made the catch there, number 24, wasn't even looking at the direction that ball was thrown. Somebody must have called out that there was a ball in the air, and she looked for it, and she got it.
That's teamwork.
Absolutely. See, number 7 was probably about a foot or two behind her at the time that she got hit, and that ball just went up and straight. And now she's knocked out. Look, oh no, 27. Cavelli should have put the ball up to block. Just, you don't want to give your back to the other team. That being said, in the moment, your body does what it has to get out of the way, at least as far as your brain is concerned. Oh, and the balls intercepted each other. It's worth noting that in nice windmill throw there. But in WDBF rules, when two balls intercept each other coming from opposite sides. Oh, wow. Great there, 1-2 swing. But balls that intercept each other from other sides. Sorry, I keep getting lost in this game. Cancel each other out. So whether they hit somebody or not doesn't matter because the moment a live ball from one side hits a live ball from the other side, both balls are dead. So just to give a quick recap of that game there, we had Haze and Storm coming up on the first half. It was really strong opening from both sides. We were up 1-all, at which point Storm took the next 3 points and has taken a pretty strong lead here. All of the rounds have been close, though. The score is not reflecting how close this game is.
Yeah, I mean, extremely offensive game.
Yes, very offensive. I am so offended by this game. Just kidding. This is a great game, and I'm happy to be watching it. Even if I wasn't commentating on this game, I would for sure watch a VOD of this. Look at that. Snaps it. Takes the opening shot. Block,
nice
brings
block
the ball back.
From number 27.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're starting to notice teams kind of getting into their positions here. The individual teams seem to rotate people through the position so everybody gets a chance to play the position that they want and to show the selection committee how they play. In the established teams, though, less likely to see that. You're going to see people playing dedicated roles. Looks like 27's moved into the guard, though. It's like taking some good fakes. That being said, she's leaving herself kind of open. Now they're just picking off anybody who goes to right guard at this point. I just wouldn't go. I would just stand in the middle and say, no, you go. That's also why I'm not down there. There we go. Cavelti here getting some good fakes in. Already hitting a dead player. That's just a waste of a throw. But hey, you can't know sometimes that they're going to be out by the time you've released. There you go. 5 looking for a catch and misses. Oh,
Looks like teams are both at 3 players with both 3 balls each.
Number 3 on Storm tried to call play, but then immediately backed off of it. Look at that. They've only hit whoever's standing in the right guard position on Storm. It's cursed, I tell you. Forget angels in the outfield. We got demons in the outfield now. And somebody just cursing that position. Either that or Caveldi's just making some great throws today. I'm noticing that while Storm has some really, really good fakes, they're leaving themselves pretty open because they're doing their full follow-through. However, you can really hurt yourself if you don't follow through on a throw. If you go to throw and you've got your full weight behind it and you stop halfway through, it'll feel like your shoulder's ripping out of the socket. And she doesn't make the catch. But she did the right thing. She put her hands up. As she went down for the dodge, if you see balls that are catching you, well, you're already committed to a dodge. Your only choice is to attempt to catch it. Otherwise, you have no other way to get out of the way. You can't dodge within a dodge. They just don't make those trucks big enough to do that. That was a little dodge joke, in case you didn't catch that. Right, you can dodge inside of Dodge. You just need more space. It's a good thing they make big cars. Oh, and a red ball rolls onto the court. And a green ball rolls off the court. Good opportunity to stop play. That's one of our full-time refs for this tournament, Jordan Ansu. Got us in a huge shout-out. We got about 6 full-time referees for this tournament. These are people who are going to be doing 20 games a day for about 3 days.
He is also a very good ref.
Absolutely. He makes decisions. He gets out there. His voice carries. He uses his whistle. That's what's important. So people may be wondering again how the referee counts down for balls. And it's very simple for who has to throw. There must be a throw every 10 seconds regardless of who throws it. So once the referee realizes that nobody is throwing a ball, they start counting. They do 5 seconds in their head and then 5 seconds out loud. And so it goes by which team has the most balls. If both teams have the same number of balls, you go by who has the most players. If they have the same number of players, you go by whichever team did not have burden last, right? So that way you're taking turns. And if that is the case, then you go by whoever won the last round. If it's first round of the...
Oh! She almost had the catch.
Number 81 almost getting that catch there.
Wiggled out of there.
Now, it's also important to notice that to note that the team that has burden, which is burden to throw, does not have to be the team that makes the throw. If you're counting down, 5, 4, 3, and then the team without burden throws, that still resets the throw timer. So it's really not in your best interest to throw if you don't have burden, unless you have a really good shot, because otherwise the other team is forced to throw, and if they don't, they lose all their balls.
Yep.
We'd better not see any teams have a countdown rate to 0 with the throw timer in this game.
It looks like Haze is actually catching up from being from a 4-1 game to now 4-3.
That is a really important thing to note. Like I was saying earlier, it was a very close game, and the score wasn't reflecting it, but it certainly is now.
Oh, yeah. Haze is showing it this half.
Oh, yeah, 25 with a nice catch. Just right there, right in the breadbasket. But also hit by the other ball, as the referee called. Also, while everybody's out here lining up their shots, I want to send a huge thank again to our volunteers. Oh, calling the hair. That's one of the unfortunate side effects of having long hair. You'll notice that she has the ponytail tucked in tight behind the back of the head, but nothing you can do if the ball is traveling right behind your head, except cut it off. But if you want to have long hair, you're welcome to have long hair. Now, you see other players are managing it in different ways. Some players wear braids. Some people use headbands. You've noticed some players wear baseball caps. Anything you can do to get your hair out of the way. This is one of those sports where it's a huge advantage to have a small surface area.
Yep.
The smaller your body, the more likely you are to not get hit. So, unlike basketball, where you want to be as tall as possible to reach the net, in dodgeball, basically your advantage is to either get out of the way or to have a huge catching zone.
Yep.
You do notice that from a lot of the players with really long limbs is that they just seem to make catches nobody else does, and that's because their breadbasket is about twice the size of most people's. Oh. So we got one of our referees, Paul Laking, coming out to talk to head ref Jordan Ansu of this event. Or not of this event, sorry, of this match. Lining up. Made their decision. Oh, and she takes a counter on Brooks but doesn't make it. The ball was just a little wide. Is it just me, or does the Storm logo kind of look like the bat symbol?
It kind of does.
Yeah, they got like a good Batman aesthetic going on.
Kind of jealous.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Bruce Batman. And they're lining back up. It's 5-3. It's just too bad for Haze. They really needed that point. We must be getting late into the game.
I would say, yeah. Probably only a few minutes left.
So at this point, what needs to happen is Haze needs to get a point. Oh, look at those dodges. Just some absolute incredible athleticism here that we're seeing, especially from number 24. Just throwing herself all over the ground there to get out of the way. And getting on the ground is probably the best way to get away from a ball, because it's very difficult to aim at a flat target that's lying on the ground. You're going to send your ball high, or you might hit the ground before you hit them, right? So
one of the advantages of having knee pads also is don't have to worry about it too much.
Ball in the air. Yeah, absolutely. Knee pads. I'm surprised we don't see more elbow pads. There's I think we see that on number 97 over there, Thiessen.
Yep.
I believe that her arm sleeves have elbow pads built into them. Now, there's two reasons to wear arm sleeves. One is